Sources of information. When writing an essay at United Theological College, you will need to support your work with a range of information sources. It's important to consider whether your references are scholarly and suitable for inclusion. Here are some common sources of information that you might be drawn to you as you research. Dictionaries and encyclopedias, books and ebooks, scholarly journal articles, media resources, web content, devotional material. Let's briefly assess these sources and discuss when you might use them in your essay. Dictionaries and encyclopedias. As we mentioned in the topic analysis video, the library's theological dictionaries and encyclopedias are excellent sources to go to when starting your research. They help you to understand the terms, find synonyms, and brainstorm additional keywords. This will help you to further your research as you approach other sources. Camden Theological Library also has a useful webpage where you can find a list of helpful reference books for key subject areas. You can find a link to that in the notes below. Books and ebooks. Books and ebooks are written for a range of audiences, so you will need to evaluate whether they are appropriate for inclusion in your essays. Novels and popular non-fiction are usually written for a general rather than a scholarly audience. Textbooks have an academic focus, provide good background information about a topic, and are another good place to begin research. Academic books can be used for in-depth study as well as background research. As you are studying theology, you will often refer to the Bible, church doctrine, and perhaps the sacred texts of religions other than Christianity. Scholarly journal articles. These are articles written by academics for an academic audience, presenting new and original research. They will usually be narrow in scope and focused on a particular aspect of a topic within a discipline. In your case, theology. Scholarly articles are great for going in depth into the latest research and seeing different perspectives on a topic. They also usually have extensive reference lists that you can use to further your research. Media resources. These resources include broadcasts on television and radio as well as newspaper articles. They have been written by journalists for the general public and are not considered to be scholarly sources. They can be useful, however, for getting public attitudes on your topic. Online social media like Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram is also helpful for this purpose, but they are also not scholarly resources. Web content. The Internet has an extremely wide range of resources. The domains .edu and .gov are the most credible websites, whereas .org, .com, and .net can be purchased by anyone for publishing anything, so will vary in credibility. Governments, academic organisations, and professional associations often publish reports, documents, and statistics online, and these may be useful for your research. They will also cite their references, so can be helpful for furthering your research. Other websites, depending on their credibility, might be helpful for background knowledge. Devotional material. Sometimes in your theological studies you might be tempted to use devotional materials like Bible reflections or studies or sermon transcripts. These are not scholarly materials and are often biased in one way or another. However, they may contain references to academic sources or church doctrine, for example, that you might find helpful for further research. Regardless of the sources you've come across, you will need to evaluate them. If you want to know more about how to evaluate whether a particular resource is suitable for your essay, the next video in this series will be helpful for you. And as always, please speak to the Camden Theological Library staff or visit the Study Skills Tutor if you need help with deciding how to use different sources of information.